51 registrations from people across India from different business schools and universities. I welcome you all to IMS. I invite now Ms. Sai Oberoi to introduce you all to IMS. Sai, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very warm welcome to everyone. I'm here to present something about IMS Ghaziabad to give you a glimpse what IMS Ghaziabad is all about.
Sir, good morning. Sir, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yes, please.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Sai, please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
IMS Ghaziabad is a 30-year-old academic institute with excellence in education for the last 30 years. With 6,000 plus alumni and highly qualified faculty members, IMS Ghaziabad has a strong base of intellectual capital and contribution to academics and practice of management in MDPs and training. IMS has excellent placement records since inception, and we have a rich academic and corporate alliances that we boast of. And IMS Ghaziabad is also having a plush state-of-the-art green campus, the heart of Ghaziabad, just 10 minutes away from Delhi. If you talk about IMS Ghaziabad's milestone from last 30 years, we were established in 1990. We got our MBA equivalent status by Association of Indian Universities in 2001, ISO certification in 2010, NBA accreditation in 2011, NAC accreditation with A grade in year 2016, ASIC UTS accreditation in 2017, and we are a member of AACSB USA from the year 2019. We offer the following PGDM programs and Master of Computer Application programs, along with Executive PhD program in Management in collaboration with Jamia Hamdard Deemed to be University, Delhi. We also have rich corporate and international academic alliances with MOU with IIMS for using CAT as a qualifying score in admission procedure, MOU with MCX, India's largest commodity derivative exchange, MOU with IBM for PGDM Big Data Analytics, MOU with CSC Academy, MOU with BRICS Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and international associations like MOU with Fredericton University of Canada, MOU with Northern Illinois University, USA, MOU with Fort Hays University, USA, and as I stated, MOU with Jamia Hamdard University for collaborative research in the field of management and IT. IMS Ghaziabad's intellectual capital is well led by our dynamic director, sir, Dr. Alok Pandey, who's also director and member governing council, Dean Dr. Tapan Kumar Nayak, and rest of the faculty members who are highly qualified in the specific areas, and all the members are having a good experience in academic and industry. We have more than 50 plus faculty members with us, and we follow Bloom's taxonomy for the teaching pedagogy, which focuses on analyzing, evaluating, and creating rather than the old school teaching pedagogy of just remembering, understanding, and applying. If you talk about the teaching pedagogy, it is mostly based on the outcome-based teaching pedagogy, which is mix of digital evaluation and continuous assessment. Our examination procedure continues with online midterm examination and comprehensive end-term examination, along with projects, assignments, live projects, presentations, and IMS Ghaziabad follows a hybrid model with the ability to apply all exams in the both online and classroom mode as per the course requirement. In the period of COVID-19, when the institute were actually struggling how to conduct the examination, IMS Ghaziabad completed all the examination by the month of May through online ERP. And the institute has also completed all its internal evaluation through institute's official ERP without any hassle. All the midterm as well as the end-term examination have also been completed using the online ERP portal. And all the question papers have been moderated by the examination moderation committee headed by the director, sir, through online platforms. If you talk about IMS Ghaziabad's PGDM program, it is NBA accredited PGDM program in India, wherein top 50 students bagged placements with average above 9 lakhs per annum. 326 job offers were made from 125 plus companies. Highest international package being 16.69 lakhs per annum for the batch of 1820, and the highest domestic package was 12 lakhs per annum. In the outgoing batch of PGDM 2018-20, over 100% of the batch is placed in diverse sectors, such as consulting, financial services, research, FMCG, and logistics with big brands that you can see here. Now we talk about the sector-wise placement. All the major sectors came for the recruitment at IMS Ghaziabad, majorly being the consulting and research with 25%. Now we talk about the library at IMS Ghaziabad, which is certainly one of the best in India, with more than 44,000 physical books available at the campus, more than 8 lakh e-books that are available from Tata McGraw-Hill and World E-Library, more than 161 print journals and 5,400 e-journals, along with the e-resources that are one of a kind. And we have a digital library that can be accessed from the campus as well as the hostel. And right now, students are also accessing all the resources from home as well. Now we talk about the distinguished alumnus that IMS Ghaziabad has. Being a 30-year-old institution, most of our alumni are placed into highest level of organization. Example being Mr. Rajiv Agnihotri, General Manager, Pawan Hans Limited, batch of 1992. Mr. Puneet Parotra, Senior Vice President, HSBC, batch of 1994. Mr. Vikas Gupta was the Managing Director, Talent, Deloitte, batch of 1995. These were awarded prestigious Distinguished Alumnus Award during Convocation 2019. We talk about IMS Ghaziabad state-of-the-art infrastructure. We have a lush green campus, 7 state-of-the-art computer labs, fully automated library, air-conditioned classrooms, specialized language lab, corporate resource center with a boardroom and all the communication facilities, electronic library, elevator for specially able students, medical facility in campus and the hostel, along with certain state-of-the-art infrastructure at the hostel, wherein bank facilities there in the campus, gymnasium, basketball court, and all the outdoor and indoor sports facilities available in the environment-friendly hostel, which is close to the nature. In the last 1 year, we organized more than 5 international conferences. Our first one being Marketing in the Digital World, Impact on the Indian Economy, with association with the University of Fredericton, Canada in the month of December 2019. International Conference on Transforming HR in Digital Era in the month of January. National Conference on Emerging Perspective of Finance and Changing Economic Scenario in the month of February. And International Conference on Industry 4.0 Current Perspective and Future Directions in the month of March. We also conducted an International Conference on IT in the month of June. This was all about IMS Ghaziabad. Now I'd like to show you how we are preparing the campus in times of COVID, wherein we all set and we also have the WASH certification, which is a workplace assessment for hygiene and safety. I'd like to share with you how we have prepared the campus for the students that are going to come in. Is there some issue? The video? It's not being full screen.
Site retry uploading it. There are sometimes an issue. मेरे साथ भी issue हो रहा था.
Again,
Yeah.
this was all from my side. I wish all the best to all the participants here. And now over to Shinu ma'am for the rest of the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sai. I would like to welcome our director, sir, Professor Alok Pandey, Director, IMS Ghaziabad, who has also joined us. We have with us Dr. Tapan Kumar Nayak, Dean Academics, IMS Ghaziabad. Sir is a PhD from IIT Roorkee and has more than 17 years of experience in teaching and research in the field of economics, and he has published extensively in national and international journals. Now, Dr. Tapan Kumar Nayak, Dean Academics, is requested to please brief the participants about the competition. Sir, please.
Thank you, Sinu. Hope I'm audible, Sinu?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, and good morning to all of you. Honorable Director, IMS Ghaziabad, Professor Alok Pandey, Professor Anita Singh, Dean Alumni Affairs, Professor Pankaj Agrawal, Dean Research, conveners of this SIP competition, Dr. Ankit Goel, Mr. Nikhil Kaushik, Ms. Sinu Weeds, other members of faculty and staff, students, and participants from various institutes and universities. I, on behalf of the whole IMS fraternity, take this as my honor to welcome you all to the second edition of Inter-Institute Summer Internship Project Presentation competition organized by IMS Ghaziabad. Friends, last year we have initiated this competition under the able leadership of Professor Alok Pandey, Director IMS Ghaziabad, and as a highly successful event with huge participation from different institutes. This year too, we have received an overwhelming responses from students from various institutes and universities such as TIS Mumbai, Banastali Vidyapit, JP University, Department of Management Studies, IIT Delhi, JSS Institute, MIT University, IMT Ghaziabad, KJ Somaiya Institute, XIM Bhubaneswar, Globson Business School, UPS Dehradun, Bennett University, Great Lakes Chennai and Gurgaon, CMR Institute Hyderabad, ICFI Jaipur, National Institute of Industrial Engineering, and many more. This gives an assurance and confidence to us as an academic institution to disseminate knowledge to create a better society. Friends, SIP is considered to be a starting point for many undergraduate and postgraduate students in their corporate journey. Higher the effectiveness of your SIP clears a path for better job opportunities in the corporate sector. An internship enables you to gain first-hand exposure of working in the real world. It also allows students to harness the skill, knowledge, and theoretical practice they learned in universities. Further, an internship provides a nice learning curve for students with little experience of their professional world. I must thank the whole organizing team, including Mr. Nikhil Kaushik, Dr. Ankit Goel, Ms. Sinu Weeds, for their dedicated efforts to organize such a wonderful competition with the help of various faculty colleagues as the expert panels to judge the effectiveness of SIP presentation in various domain areas. I must extend my sincere gratitude to our ever dynamic leader, Professor Alok Pandey, Director IMS Ghaziabad, for his dynamic leadership and constant encouragement to carry out such innovative academic activities throughout the year. I take this opportunity to encourage all the student participants to take an active participation in the presentations and also get advice from faculty expert panels to convert this report into an article for publication in reputed journals. Thank you and God bless you all. Over to Sinu Madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to introduce our director, sir, Professor Alok Pandey, to all the participants. Sir is director and member of the Governing Council of Institute of Management Studies, Ghaziabad. In addition to his position at IMS, he is on the board of India's largest e-governance company and the chairman of Index Committee of MCX Mumbai. Professor Pandey is also the member of Education Committee of CII and has taught as Professor of Finance at various eminent business schools in a career spanning over 25 years. I would request our director, sir, to please address our participants.
Thank you, Ms. Shinu Weeds. Dr. Tapan Nayak, Professor V.K. Gupta, Dr. Anita Singh, Nikhil Kaushik, Ankit Goyal, all my colleagues who are here on this occasion for this particular program, which is called National Summer Internship Project Presentation Program. When we planned this program last year, we had not expected this to be a huge success. And in fact, I can see the program becoming bigger every year. Last year, we had around participation from around 30 to 50 institutions. This time, the list has grown larger, with, in fact, large number of postgraduate institutions also participating in it. When I heard the list from Professor Tapan Nayak, it gives me pleasure that a large number of young people are not averse from sharing the work they do in their internship. Often summer internship project presentations, whether it is at A institute or B institute, remember, I am not a believer in the caste system, nor am I a believer of it saying that A institute is good or bad or A person is good or bad. You are as good as the work you do, and you are as bad as the work you do. We are a country where Valmiki was known as a criminal before he wrote a Ramayana. So often students from different institutions feel, unusually conscious of the fact that they are from A institution, so they cannot get into this. They are from B institution, they cannot do this. But, such occasions give me happiness that these are students, they did some good work and now they are willing to show it. And now they are willing to share it. And now, remember, most of the companies in the West are now doing away with qualifications. Probably when the national education policy, if the objectives are fulfilled, we will not talk about qualifications, but we'll talk about the work people do. So if you are doing good work, it will be recognized. You cannot now live only on the basis of your qualifications. You say that I passed out from the hallowed portals of A university, B university, A institute, B institute, and I should be paid for rest of my life for doing nothing, just showing off my degree. Those days are gone. So when we see students coming up in huge numbers, I can see around 300 participants now, 250 participants. I'll just check the total number. 239 participants I can see right now. And, if I look at these people who are going to present their work throughout the day to an expert panel, and of course to several other students, their colleagues from across the country, it is a spirit. And you must continue with this spirit for the rest of your life, because life today is all about continuous learning. The kind of changes we have seen in the last 3-4 decades, especially post 1990, it has told us that, if you run an economy in one particular manner, in fact, if I may tell you, I often speak on these issues, and I've taught at some of the major institutions for a decade at IMT Ghaziabad, for say sometime around 6-7 years at Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management. I've taught at some, I've been part of some statutory accounting bodies at senior level as a director actually. And I also serve on the board of some company and enforce with an exchange. What I see with people, when I've seen all my colleagues, I look back 20 years, one of my ex-colleagues, Professor V.K. Gupta, Professor Emeritus, who's a PhD IIT Delhi, sitting here. He was my colleague at IMT Ghaziabad for several years. What I've seen that those people who have not refused to learn are the ones who are successful. According to me, if you look at it, there are 3 things which make leaders stand out, and those who are doing well stand out. One of them is persistence. The second is integrity. And third is what you call capability. In fact, there's a big saying by Warren Buffett that if you want to recruit people, look at their energy, which is look at their competence and look at their integrity. But in absence of integrity, the remaining 2 have no value. So what I've seen, a lifelong learning perspective is added to this list. So you should have energy, competence, integrity, lifelong learning ability, discipline, and persistence, which will actually take you far. And when I come to these things, I see that young people who are able to do some work and present it, improve it over a period of time, and then keep on looking back and then improving themselves again, they shall grow over a period of time. So what has happened since 1950? We were a socialist economy. where there were few institutions where people could go and study. Post 1990, and of course, a limited way of working. We had only government organizations where people would work. Today, post 1990, post liberalization, we've got wider number of courses available, wider number of institutions available, and wider number of job opportunities available. And now, post 1915 or so, when we are talking about Industry 4.0, and we are talking about things like 3D printing, robotic process automations, blockchains, etc., what we are seeing is that even a wider level of opportunity, a wider gamut, wider canvas for learning, and your ability to apply yourself at wider number of concepts is now available. So this world of tomorrow belongs to those who have this capacity for lifelong learning. Whether they are my colleagues today, whether they are students today, whether they were students yesterday, let me tell you, the only one thing that will make you happy the day you die is your capability to learn throughout. And let me tell you, as I look back and I look at senior people, I see that those seniors who keep learning, very happy days when they're about to die. They die very happy. Let me tell you, all of us have to die one day. If you have to die one day, how should you live your life? It has to be a life devoted to learning. And I'm not saying that you should only learn subjects or concepts or, about technical areas. You should also learn about philosophy of life. You should also learn something called the art of living. As to how do you live? How do you contribute better? How do you remain healthy? These are COVID times. How do you keep yourself safe? I often wear a mask like this. There was someone who entered my room, and the moment he entered my room, I put up my mask. And now I believe that if you, as leaders of tomorrow, young people, would keep learning to keep yourself safe, devote yourself to something called lifelong learning. And it's not about learning for earning degrees. It is learning to become capable human beings who will die peacefully in their sleep. So somewhere down the line, I believe these competitions have opened an array of hope for us. It's not just one competition. This is the first one of this year. The second one is AdMat Show on 15th. The third one is National Debate Competition, APJ Kalam National Debate Competition in November. After that, we have Melange, the annual festival. After that, we've got Technotsav, we've got Triathlon, we've got National Essay Writing Competition. Then we annually do conferences. We've got HR, marketing, finance, information technology, operations, academic conferences. Last year, hundreds and thousands, probably I think 1,000 plus papers were presented to these conferences. There were participation from across the world into these conferences, and that opened again a huge possibility for people who are studying at this institute or are teachers at this institute to learn more. Because often you learn from others, you learn from your colleagues. We also organize a large number of FDPs, probably 1,000 plus teachers during this COVID period have been trained by us. One is already on, 2 o'clock onwards, that particular program on multivariate analysis, which is currently on. So, there'll be MDP, seminars, webinars, conferences, etc. So I believe that as a learning institution, we believe that students who are participating today are supporting our brand. They're supporting the 30-year of legacy of this institute. And we hope that the students throughout the day will enjoy presenting their work. And I hope that students have taken care that they have not plagiarized their work. And if they have taken up from some particular source, they've quoted that source. I made it a habit. And I learned this from seniors in my discipline in finance, that whenever you quote from someone, please write his name below on your PowerPoint. It's not about only research papers when you quote people. It's also on your presentations. So when you make these, probably this is not the last time you're going to present your work. And probably you're going to present this work at other forums also. But I do believe that these are places to learn. In fact, it's not the winner who will be important today. It's all the participants who are important today. Let's cheer all the participants who have shown the courage to show their work to the rest of the world and share their work with almost the entire country, because this program is often live Facebook. I'll request, if it is not live Facebook, Nikhil, please make it Facebook Live right away. So as we go forward with this particular program, we have this agenda that we would like to see your work and we'll see you learning throughout your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for motivating all the students and participants. I really hope the students have got some wonderful insights from your address, sir. Now, I would like to brief the participants about the guidelines for the competition. As sir said, we have 8 panels which will be evaluating the students. These panels comprise of expert faculty from IMS. We have 2 panels for finance, 4 panels for marketing specialization, 1 for HR, and 1 for IT operations and international business. We have already sent intimation to the participants regarding their panel details. So the specialization that they have opted for, they can go to the respective panel through Zoom app and present their work to the faculty members. It is suggested to the participants that they should sit at a quiet place which has proper network and no background disturbance for a smooth presentation. Preferably, they should use a computer or a laptop and headphones when they are presenting to the panel. The participants have been sent the meeting ID and password of the Zoom meetings respectively on their email accounts. So they are required to log in with the same IDs and passwords. And when they are logging in, their names should be the ones as they have registered on the Google Doc when they registered for the competition. The time period for presentation for each participant would be around 15 minutes, followed by question and answers for 5 minutes. They will be evaluated on the basis of 5 criteria comprising objectives, research methodology and data analysis, findings and conclusion, presentation and communication skills. The results of the competition will be announced on 5th October, Monday, during the valedictory session to be held online through Cisco WebEx app 11:15 a.m. onwards. The details of the valedictory session will be sent to the participants in the email by evening today. So they can join for the valedictory session on Cisco WebEx app when the results are being announced, and certificates will be provided to each participant on Monday. All the best to the participants, and may the best person win. Now, I thank you all for joining us. Please log out and join the panels on Zoom app. Thank you
Sinu,
so much.
our students
Sir?
have also been distributed to different panels. They
Yes,
have
sir.
also sent their different groups, Zoom ID and password. All the students, including first year and second year, they have to join different panels where they have been designated.
The students have also been sent the details of the respective panels on Zoom. So the participants, along with the people who are attending the presentation sessions, please join on Zoom app respectively. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you all.
Thank you. So with your permission, can we close this inauguration meeting now? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.